how a geophysicist turned as an AI guy. One day I may fall down again, but I know how to rise up. I bought a cell phone store.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Deepak. We have our guest here, Dr. Malleswar Yenugu. Malleswar, welcome to the show, Your Story, Your Glory.
Thank you.
Today, we are welcoming Dr. Malleswar Yenugu, who has been living in Houston for the last 10 years, more than 10 years, I believe. And just like his name, you would have recognized that he holds a PhD degree in geophysics from the University of Houston. He is the CEO of Byte Link Systems, Inc., and he has offered guest lectures at various prestigious universities like Stanford, University of New Orleans, Tufla, IIT Bombay, and more. He's currently serving as the Vice President for IT Serve Houston chapter and as an executive board at the national level. Dr. Yenugu, also an entrepreneur working on developing advanced medical condition diagnosis tools using artificial intelligence applications. His company is working on developing an AI-powered tool, which is having a US patent pending. It's called AMET Scan. Am I correct?
Yes, AMET Scan.
And this tool is going to diagnose pneumonia and COVID-19 from X-rays and CT scans. Now, while I was reading this introduction, I know that as a child, I remember geophysics to talk about some space and physics with the Earth, the geology of Earth and its shape, gravitational and magnetic field. And I could recognize using some magnetic compass. Deepak, I was really bad with it. And I know I'm still bad at it because I chose not to pursue physics or geography or any of some related field. But I'm really curious to know, Malleswar, that how did this magnetic field from geophysics attracted the technology from IT Serve? How would you like to share the transition from one to another?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Khanduja and Deepak Sharma, for having me in our show. I am so glad to be here to answer Hani's questions, comments on how a geophysicist turned as an AI guy, artificial intelligence guy developing various products. So let me take an opportunity to introduce how I transformed from a geology, geophysics background to AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning and product development. I was born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh in India. I did my bachelor's in math, physics, chemistry. Then I went to Andhra University to pursue master's in geophysics. That's where I got introduced to Mother Earth, doing some gravity, magnetic surveys, seismic surveys, resistivity surveys to find where we have the water table, etc. And I was so amazed in learning to become a geophysicist. The reason was, many of you might have known Andhra Pradesh has, Krishna Godavari Basin. We used to have all those ONGC, Reliance trucks coming there, doing a lot of surveys. That's one of my inspirations to study more about Mother Earth, how these people are drilling or getting oil and gas. It took me many years to believe that whatever gasoline we do have in our vehicles, actually it comes from our Mother Earth.
Wow.
And also it amazed me, it doesn't take 100 years or 1,000 years. Do you know how many years it will take to generate that oil and gas? It takes millions of years.
Oh, really?
Yes. And you will find only those, reserves up to 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And not only from the ground, you will find those you can drill it from oceans as well. So when you're drilling offshore India or offshore here in Gulf of Mexico, so you're having water depths of few hundred of thousands of feet of water plus earth. So you have to take care of both the things. Then only you produce. And another thing is, even if you're drilling hundreds of wells from these companies like ONGC or ExxonMobil, Chevron, etc., but not every well you are going to produce oil and gas. Usually the success rate is only 1 in 3 wells will
Ah,
get oil and gas. Remaining 2 wells, after spending few $100 million, you will know that it is producing only water.
ah,
There is no oil and gas. You know, that's the kind of uncertainty.
ah.
And I was so fascinated to learn more about it, why it happens, how it happens. And after finishing my master's from Andhra University, I got a job in Hyderabad where we were working in Gujarat along with GSPC, Gujarat State Petroleum Corporation.
Corporation.
Yes. I went to Baroda, I went to Mehsana, I stayed there, I was involved in oil and gas well production, etc. And one of the coolest things I ever had in my life, holding that oil or tar that actually comes freshly from the wells.
Wells. Oh, wow.
That
Wow.
was an amazing thing because there are a lot of people work, hard work, geologists, geophysicists, engineers, reservoir engineers, and drilling engineers, managers, companies. They put a lot of efforts, time, and money to bring that oil generated by our Mother Earth, which was generated like millions of years ago, but we are using them
No, yeah.
for our daily lives, in our vehicles, in our at our home, whatnot, even whatever electricity or gas.
And we don't even think for a moment that
Yeah.
so much of process has gone behind it.
Yes, lot of process, and as I mentioned, only one well is success out of 3 wells. So those 2 wells, we have to understand why it is happening. After spending a lot of hours and money, we usually came to know this is the result. We dealt with a lot of failures,
Yes.
as a as a geophysicist, as a team member, as an organization. But we live with that because we always live with only one goal, to bring that that natural resource to our humanity for our daily needs.
Beautiful.
So I came to US. I pursued my PhD in geophysics from University of Houston. I completed in 2014, and I did internships with the big oil and gas companies like Exxon, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, etc. After finishing my PhD, I started working for oil and gas service companies. But during 2015 to 2018, oil and gas prices were so volatile, so low, many people started losing jobs. And I'm one of them. I lost jobs for almost 4 times.
Four
Remember,
times.
Time.
4 times from oil and gas. Okay. And I have PhD. I
In
have
those 4 years.
in those 4 years from
Ah.
2014 till 2018.
Oh.
Okay, I have PhD, I have working experience, I gave technical talks at national, international level, I have a lot of publications, all these things, and I don't have any visa issue.
Yeah.
No visa issue. Okay, I'm a green card holder, but still I lost job. Not only me, many of my fellow colleagues, friends who are like geologists, geophysicists, engineers, they lost jobs because of the lower oil prices. And a lot of companies here in Houston or elsewhere suffered a lot because they don't have budgets, they cannot keep the people.
Mhm.
Then I have PhD, I worked, I'm a geophysicist, that's the only thing I know. To be frank, I'm telling you, I know only about rocks, I know only about oil and gas, nothing else. No other technology also I don't know. But I used to have a job for 6 months, another 6 months, no job, on and off, on and off. Then I started thinking, probably it looks like my PhD, my experience is not helping me to become a stable person.
Okay.
Because I have a family, I have kids, I have to feed them, I have to pay their bills, everything. But it's not helping me much. But many friends suggest me, why don't you go and learn some Java, .NET, SAP, you don't have any visa issue also. Go and learn, you will easily get it. I was really, really reluctant to move out of my domain, which is oil and gas. So in those 4 years, I was really reluctant. Whenever I don't have job, I was doing small part-time jobs, etc. But I never ventured to go and do something crazy stuff in technology. But eventually, I figured out it's not helping me. Then I started learning AI, ML, data science on my own.
Oh,
Yes, I learn it, but at the same time, I usually get passionate about teaching, even though I never want to become a professor. I don't want to become a full-time professor for sure, you know, but I like teaching. That's why, as Hani mentioned, I used to go for as a guest lecturer.
Guest lecture.
Yeah,
yeah.
I went to Stanford University, I went to New Orleans, Tulsa, Houston. Even when I went to India in 2018, I went to Bombay and to ONGC, Kane Energy in Delhi, etc. So I like giving, what is going on in oil and gas. Then only it started, A and ML started becoming like,
Little
like
bit, yes.
yes,
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah.
So I started giving talks on how A and ML can be used in oil and gas.
Oh, that's you marry both of them, huh?
Yes. So because I'm the technical guy, I'm the domain guy, I know the challenges, I know the pain that my fellow geoscientists or engineers face at oil and gas. And when I started doing research on A and ML, I try to club them together, giving lectures on, hey, this AI can be used in reducing drilling. It
Yeah.
can save us more money. As I mentioned, 2 wells we are losing. We are losing almost, if it is shale gas here, we are
Yeah.
losing around 20 to 30 million.
Mhm.
If it is offshore well, maybe we are losing 200 to $250 million. So why don't we use it? And remember, when I was talking, I'm a geophysicist. I'm not a technology guy there.
Yeah.
I'm not an IT guy
Yeah.
trying to sell something. So I know our pain. Then they started listening to me. Yeah, this is correct. Why can't we incorporate AR/ML into our daily workflows? That's how I started, reaching out to my fellow scientists and engineers at oil and gas. Then, when I was giving these talks, I started training or teaching young kids during the summer on Python, data science, and also job aspirants. Like there are many housewives, my
Mhm.
friends' wives. I observed that they just got H4EAD or GCEAD, but they
Mhm.
used to work in India, but they haven't been working in US for many years. Because they were taking care of family or other
Mm.
distance. So I started teaching them like online courses in the evenings. Started
Oh,
teaching them Python, started teaching them what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, how Facebook is using that, YouTube is using, Netflix is using, with a lot of examples. So there were like dozens of women, students that were trained. And remember, I was not yet expert there. Till now, I'm not yet expert.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
also learning.
Yes. So because of my passion, I was learning in the morning, I was teaching in the evening. I know
Wow.
that when I'm teaching, I will learn it, by teaching.
Amazing.
Wow, that's
I'm
amazing.
good at, conveying the message. I'm just a messenger here.
Absolutely.
What I'm, studying, reading daytime, evening, just pass it on.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I used to make few flyers, post it in, WhatsApp groups, Desi groups, etc. Somewhere someone called me and told me, hey, what you do? He met me at a Starbucks. And he told me, oh, that's good. You go to universities and you're teaching. That's really good, man. I have my kid. Why don't you teach him? So I taught his kid. And then he told me, hey, I'm a member of IT Sub. And we are like, group of IT companies.
Mhm.
We do meet once in a month. And sometimes we do face, we invite guest speakers. Sometimes we don't find them. He told me, he did not promise me, I will definitely invite you or, I will recommend you. He told me, whenever we don't find any speaker, we will. We will.
Ah.
That's what he promised me.
Okay. That's
So,
interesting.
I don't know anything about IT, sir. I don't know anything because I am not IT guy.
Yeah.
Typically you see most of the Desi guys, they come here as, on H1B and, work, and then they know, what a
Mhm.
technology is that. I got my green card directly from student visa. I was never an H1B. So
Okay.
even I
You have
don't
no
know
idea.
no idea about H1B or, any other technology, to be frankly. So all of a sudden, I was in San Antonio attending an oil and gas conference. I was giving a paper there. And I received a call from this guy telling me, hey, today we have this meeting at Godavari restaurant, but we don't have any speaker. Can you come down? The meeting started at 6 p.m. Okay.
And you
He
are in
comes
San
down.
Antonio.
I was in San Antonio. I had to give a presentation at 1 p.m. I gave it and just, I came. And I was there by 6 o'clock. And no one else is there. I was there by 6, no one is there. Okay, I stayed there and, I gave technical talk, like, how AI can be used, artificial intelligence, etc. And then I came to know who are these guys? What is this IT server does? Who are these guys? Then I came to know all these are entrepreneurs, either they may be having product companies or they may be having staffing, even the primarily, everyone's focus is staffing, H1B. That triggered me. Oh, because I'm already training few people. Why can't I try to find them jobs in data
Wow.
science? Then I registered a company, LLC. Then I started, recruiting recruiters, etc., trying to find them jobs for my candidates. And I know that these people, they won't go anywhere because I'm training them. Okay. That's how I ventured into, IT serve or starting my own company. And then every month I used to attend because only for networking, meet others, learn from others, everything. So that's where, I became like, more active as a volunteer, joining in 2019. Now, like, becoming vice president for the Houston chapter. Now I am like, technology director at the national level within IT Serve. What I strongly believe is, work hard, whatever you choose. And working hard is my passion. I never think that I learned everything or I know everything. So
Absolutely.
if you put efforts, time, efforts, dedication, whatever field you choose, you will reach to the, maximum heights. That's what I was doing when I was a geophysicist, only knowing only geology, geophysics, but I was publishing, lot of things, publications, conferences, technical talks, guest lectures, etc. That's what I was doing. But I am no longer a, geophysicist, to be frank. Now I'm an entrepreneur running a couple of companies as the CEO. Now my focus is only on IT or AI, product development, etc. But since I'm a technology guy, so still I don't lose that, passion.
Passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I'm currently doing is, developing the products, AI related products.
Okay.
Helping the, lot of challenges, etc. And one of those products, as Hani was talking, is AI med scan, artificial intelligence medical scanning. So there is a reason behind that. Why I started, developing that particular product was my father used to work in a government hospital in my town. Okay, he was like a compounder, who
Okay.
used to take people on
Medicine.
etc. Yes, yeah. So I used to go along with him many times to the hospital to see the patients, etc. And we know very well about the conditions and he used to work in a government hospital. And remember, this is before 2000. You can imagine the conditions, in our healthcare system.
Absolutely.
I used to see a lot of pain, from the people. Many people are poor. Or diagnosis is one of the challenges. Doctors cannot diagnose it properly, and we all know, how it is difficult for them to do that. So when I have the, learned this technology, AI and everything, and I was thinking to, what I can do best to help the humanity, where I can use this technology, etc. Then I went through one, Japanese concept they call, I think, I don't remember, but that concept name is help your family or your community or the entire humanity by using the skills that you have. Okay. That means you cannot solve every problem on this planet, not every problem, but you may contribute to solve a smaller problem where you're good at.
Beautiful.
Because if there is a plumber, try to solve some small, problem where maybe it can help the, the builders or households to save money somewhere.
Absolutely. What is in your hand, you can solve it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you should be learning technology only to solve the world problem.
absolutely, absolutely,
Everyone can solve or contribute in solving even a smaller problem.
absolutely.
That is Japanese concept actually. Okay.
Okay.
So I thought of, okay, I know AI now, and where are the many problems? And I'm coming from this background. I know the pain of doctors and patients.
Mhm,
And that's when I, started developing that AI MedScan.
mhm.
What this tool does is, whenever any patient walks in, usually with a chest pain, or if you meet any accident, they usually ask for X-rays
Yeah.
to better understand what is going on.
Mhm,
So this tool, let us suppose if you have been recommended for any X chest ray, and if you take it, it helps the doctors to better diagnose, better predict the medical condition.
Oh, really?
Yes, especially under pneumonia,
Oh,
whether you have a pneumonia or not.
okay.
And we used thousands of X-rays that are available in the
Mhm.
public domain. And we used this artificial intelligence latest algorithms that is being used by Facebook or Instagram, very, very big enterprises.
Yeah,
We used similar advanced algorithms to study, to understand these X-rays that a human eye cannot observe. Even doctors cannot be able to predict, to understand those minute changes
absolutely.
happening. So our tool can detect that pneumonia, and we are now extending it into dental, we are now extending to bones, etc.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What a
Yeah.
fantastic journey, Malleswar, from geophysics to an entrepreneur, and now ready for patenting a wonderful product that is going to serve humanity. Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about IT Serve, and just for my viewers, let me tell you, IT Serve is a volunteer-based organization, and it's an association of all the CEOs and the companies, IT companies in US. Basically, they learn from each other and they help each other and they grow together so that members get maximum benefit from this organization. So Malleswar is part of that organization. Malleswar, I know that IT Serve is focused on more on servant leadership, and you are also serving as an officer in IT Serve. We would like our audience to know what exact your role and how you are serving members of this beautiful organization.
Currently, I'm serving as technology director at the national level for IT Serve. In this role, my main goal is to bring the technology.
Okay.
So our executive leadership thought that this guy knows technology. Because
Yes, they really put
so
on the right person.
yeah, that's why they made me as technology director. So the main motto is to bring latest technology to our members, to our organization. Okay. So there are few challenges or needs that our organization IT Serve needs, like finding new members, or bringing new technology, or bringing new products to our members. Like we have a startup forum where we are encouraging entrepreneurs to showcase their latest products and technology.
Absolutely.
Also, how we can optimize LinkedIn to find more better clients to our members. And also, we have that flagship event called Synergy. We want to integrate or bring more technology for better, benefit or smooth passes of the Synergy event as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
The director of technology, bringing in technology at its best, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very sure IT Serve is very proud of you. I have had the opportunity to meet a couple of people during the IT Serve meetings while I was visiting Houston.
Okay.
And that's how I connected with you. And I think I feel blessed to know and have your story as an inspiration for me. From Mother Earth to delivering lectures to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and now this powerful role. I think you have very humbly already shared that how many times you have failed. And I'm very sure every failure is a big learning.
Yeah.
So if you have to coin two particular learnings from your failures in this journey at your professional part,
Yeah.
how would you like to do it?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, I lost job 4 times. Okay. I usually have job like, for example, in 2015, that is the first time I lost my job around November 2015.
Hmm.
And it was like, Thanksgiving and year end, Christmas, holidays,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
I figured out, okay, I'm not going to get any job now. And I also know that my oil and gas industry is, downfalling. I'm not the first person to lose the job, and I'm not the last person to lose the job. I figured it out immediately. Okay. And I don't want to go anywhere, no other industry at that time in 2015. But what I decided is that's when actually first time I started doing a business. I have some savings. I don't want to go and work in a Walmart or Best Buy as a salesperson.
Mhm.
But with little bit of my savings, I bought a cell phone store, prepaid cell phone store near Hobby Airport in Houston.
Oh,
And I never worked in a sales. I never did any kind of business. My family was, my brother, my sisters, everyone works. In India, our target is only study hard, work hard, and get a job.
get a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Government is always the first priority. If not, private sector.
Private.
Then only get married.
Yes.
With the condition. Okay. So, none from my family side, they never did any business. But that is the first time I ventured out, came out from my comfort zone. I took it as a challenge. My wife, my parents, my brother, sister, my in-laws, everyone suggested you are not suitable. You cannot do that. And remember, you are not in India. You are elsewhere. You are
Absolutely.
on your own with your family, But I took that challenge. I used to go to Hobby Airport every day. Okay. And you know who are my typical customers? Not someone like us.
Yeah.
Not, like job holders or business people. My typical customers are daily hard working
Laborers. Yeah.
Okay. And they usually come to my store just by having $40 or $30 in their pockets. They want a phone with first month bill paid. And you see how hard it could have been for me to convince them to make one sale. I used to feel I have PhD, I have this much reputation. What am I doing here? I never thought of that. But all my family, everyone thought of the same. My friends, everyone, what this guy is doing, why he needs to do this. But I never thought of it because I thought that this is life and there will be ups, there will be downs.
Absolutely.
We have to stand up when we fell down.
Absolutely.
I cannot go further down when I fell down.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
some days I used to have $0 income. Some days I used to have $200 per day income. But still, I used to go there every day. I used to sell it. I learn it. I took it as a challenge. And after 6 months, I understand the business. Then I bought one more store nearby.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
This looks good,
Now he's scaling up,
Yeah. And entire 2016, that's what I was doing, selling cell phones. Okay. Learning skills. How can I sell it? How can I impress people? That's what I was learning. And by end of 2016, I sold the stores because I have been receiving a lot of pressure from my family. Why you're doing this? Why don't you try for a job, etc. To 2017, I found a job in oil and gas. I went back. But after 6 months, I lost job. Again, I came onto the road. Oh my gosh, what should I do now?
Stores gone, job gone.
Yeah. But, okay, I don't have stores also, what should I do now? No, this is not, working the way I was thinking. Then while driving on a road, somewhere in a cross section, intersection, I saw a signboard. That one, they say, maybe, we buy houses. Or sometimes you always might have,
Yeah.
we buy houses or call us for, plumbing, etc. I saw that signboard. I thought that why don't I do a business, something like this? Then I thought, where am I good at? I have only education. That's the only thing I know. Even though I have PhD in physics, I'm not so great in physics, to be frankly. Okay, because I was studying geophysics more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I lost physics many years back. but I was good at math. Because for Indians, somehow we learn math, it's like pretty easy for us. Then I printed those signboards and I used to go to schools, high schools, mid schools. Because I'm a bit shy, I never go on a weekday because many people will watch me.
Yeah.
I used to go on a weekends in KT, Sugarland area. I used to put signboards just before the schools saying that math tutoring, only my cell phone number.
Okay.
Home tutoring.
Yeah.
Then I started receiving calls from parents.
Wow.
Third grade, I have a kid. Hey, can you teach SAT? Can you teach 10th grade math, etc. That's how I used to teach at least 2 to 3 kids in the evenings. So I found it interesting, like a secondary income. Okay. When I lost my job, when I don't have it, I used to teach SAT also during weekends, etc. Again, I found it interesting. I got one more job in oil and gas, but I had one more tutor to help me. So I used to go in the evening. My tutors also used to go in the evening.
Wow.
Because I realized this job also is not going to stay for a longer time. I know it. And I need a secondary, passive income.
Passive income, something backup.
Yes. And after that, 2 times I lost jobs, but I was still doing this, tutoring. Then I made it online tutoring. Okay. To reach out to more,
More people, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I made it online tutoring. I have my own website, etc. And I have tutors from India also. So I try to develop that as a business.
I remember this one phrase that setbacks are setups to come back.
Correct.
Okay. And that's what you have shown by action, Malleswar, that every time you had setbacks, you have make them as a foundation and created something new out of it.
Yes, as an opportunity,
Absolutely.
Each setback as an opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Malleswar, when you say that you had a lot of setbacks, you have failure, and what we have heard that you have very bravely faced these failures. Every time you have come with a sometimes store, then new business, I'm sure there is always some support system around you.
Yeah.
And it could be anybody. So in your case, who was your support system who really motivated you and kept you going?
That's a hard question. Even my wife, she doesn't believe in me. Whenever I have a setback, what she says? Let's go back to India. She always likes to go back to India. Okay, because she always wants to be close to her parents, etc. But I am the one, who is to let's give it a try. Let's try. Probably let's wait for a few more months and see how it works out. Yeah. Even I have few friends, but friends are friends. They are there to comfort us. They say but frankly, I strongly believe in myself. That's one of the reasons. I strongly believe that I could succeed, but at the same time, I also know that even till now, today also, I know that one day I may fall down again, but I know how to rise up.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Yes, so
that's indeed very powerful. I mean, we usually, and Malleswar, we hear a lot about people saying that, okay, this person has mentored me, or my family has supported me, or my so-and-so friend has supported me. I think this is very rare to listen that I'm so strong about my own self. I have a strong belief in my own abilities that even if I fell down, I would definitely get back.
And I know how to do it.
And I know how to do it. I think that's an amazing.
That is amazing learning.
And also I believe that, if we, while climbing the steps, okay, if you fell down one step, next time you may be climbing up 3 steps.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
So as they say, when you fall and when you get up, at least when you get up, you are already a step ahead.
Yes, correct.
Malleswar, again, this thing that you have been your own inspiration, and I think you have been your biggest support for yourself. Do you look at somebody else outside as an inspiration? Any particular person or any persona that has really inspired you? Maybe if you have read some about someone.
I do have those motivational people in my life as well, even though I never get a chance to talk to them. If you take any political wise, or if you take any, business wise, I do have, role models. If you take the people who made it arts, my role models, people who do not have any background, who do not have any money, who do not have any other influence, but they made it to the top levels.
Top levels.
Without much proper education as well. Even though I have PhD, many people think that this guy has higher education, but still, if you look at people like Elon Musk, those guys, or Bill Gates, dropped out, etc. But they made to the top levels because they thought of something, and they're always trying to make this world a better place. Okay?
Yeah.
I always believe, oh my God, who is this Elon Musk? Okay, he is such a crazy guy. He stopped thinking, about Earth. He always thinks beyond the Earth. So that is something people like, always inspire me. And if you come to very lower level, okay, let us suppose Deepak was mentioning about IT serve, etc. So I have role models there, people who maintain discipline, the people who learn. Remember, I don't know anything about IT, staffing, nothing else, but I closely watch them to learn how to do IT staffing business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you learn from people who have made big from small, and also you learn from people who are around. As they say, you learn from people on stage and off stage all the time.
Correct.
Whenever you are around them.
Correct.
Yeah.
I always take them as a motivation, inspiration.
Fantastic. I think every learning is a continuous process, and it's again a Japanese concept called Kaizen. Keep evolving, keep learning.
Yes.
Yes.
And the concept that I was talking earlier is Ikigai. They call IKI.
Yeah.
Ikigai.
Yes.
So that whatever you are good at, try to help the community or the world.
Yeah. So this is really like, whatever you're good at, give it to the humanity.
Yes. Yeah.
Use that skill and give it to the humanity. Amazing. So Malleswar, I'm sure our audience will be very, very happy listening to your story. But now you talked about geophysics, you talked about technology, but we would like to know a little bit more apart from these two things. What are some of the fun elements of your life? What is the fun side of your life? How do you have fun in life?
Yeah. You can YouTube my name, Malleswar Yenugu. You will see few comedy videos there.
Comedy videos. Oh my
Comedy videos. Oh my God. Now that was something completely new.
I try to do acting with my own script. And, in a couple of videos, you can see my kids as well. They are my, videographer, they are my choreographer, etc.
That is the news to us, Malleswar. Definitely going to say it.
Yes, yeah, I have few comedy videos. Especially, I started developing this skill during COVID, when we are all staying at home. I don't know what should we do. Let's do something fun. Then I came up with that comedy.
I will definitely going to watch it, and I'm sure nobody in IT Surf knew this part of it, and they will get to know.
And now that you have spoken about your kids, and they are the videographers and the choreographers, and they are your partner for success in this journey.
Yeah.
I do have my nephews and nieces, and I feel that kids inspire you in a very different way.
Yeah.
What have been your biggest inspiration from your kids?
To become a good father. Okay. The reason is because we all live in a busy life, jobs or, these things. But when kids are growing, when you look at them, sometimes you reflect yourself from your kids, the way we all grown up as kids, that parent and kids relationship is very, very important.
Absolutely.
So whatever I have, I do, I work during weekdays, weekends, I usually spend enough time with my kids, taking them out or whatever. And nowadays, even my 11-year-old son is smart enough to figure it out. If there is any issue with the laptop, computer, programming, Even he told me more about Elon Musk than I know about him.
I know.
So Elon Musk is his, motivation. So I do get a lot of information from my kids as well. And now the kids are, the way we were grown versus now, the times changed, technology changed, the mindsets also changing, yeah. So I take them. And I usually advise them. I don't care much about how many grades you are getting in math or English or reading, etc. But be an entrepreneur. Try to, give jobs, provide jobs, be innovative.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Be innovative.
Fantastic. I think this is a lot of parents, if you're listening to this, teach your kids how to build business. And I was listening to recently a small information wherein in Delhi, the government is giving them 2,000 rupees to every kid of 11th and 12th. And there are 52,000 ideas being collected and being implemented on the entrepreneurship program that they have launched.
Yeah.
And I think this is the world we need to create as people around us. That's how our kids will use our mind instead of giving exams and rather becoming more creative.
Yes. My strong advice to parents is, you teach them to get a job. That's always good. But you please add that innovation part.
Absolutely.
Don't suppress them. Hey, you should get only government job. You should get a software job, or you should become only a collector. Not like that. Give them freedom. Let them think. Let them, please advise them what they want to become, and please advise them, because remember, we are going to face a lot of challenges, problems in this world. Okay, we are already facing, and we need everyone's help, minds, to be able to sustain, and we need all those solutions for these problems.
Absolutely. So Malleswar, this is a great learning, especially for parents. Now, you mentioned initially that you have been going to various colleges, various universities, various organizations to deliver guest lecture, and speaking is also one of your interest, where you talk about your subject that you are passionate about. And you, being a speaker, would you like to share with us any unforgettable experience when you are speaking with your audience?
When I went with one of the universities here, okay, I was geophysicist, geoscientist. I went only to speak about my subject. Okay, what I did in my PhD, what you can do, because those talks are meant for master's, PhD students, etc. But when I went inside and when I was talking about geoscience, geology, geophysics, after some time, I realized that 80% of the students with other majors, math, social, math or sociology or drama, I realized why I'm talking all these, geology, geophysics, drill well here, drill well there. And, after spending 20 minutes, someone came onto the stage, and then she told me, hey, your audience is not only these guys, not geology, geophysics students. We have a mix, and a majority of them are non-geoscience, Then I corrected myself and started talking very general. Yes, general way, like a layman terms. Yeah. But up to those 20 minutes, I did not realize. And I also observed a couple of people leaving the room, whether we are in a wrong room or this guy is definitely, wrong.
Interesting.
So you were telling them to drill the wells and they were looking forward to something else.
Scale, these are the measurements, and when you see these readings, probably you have a good reservoir to go and drill.
I think that's really unforgettable.
Yes, absolutely.
Malleswar, your stories from India as a geophysicist to taking a doctorate degree here in US, and then moving on to learning yourself in the morning and then delivering those sessions in the evening, failing, getting back, becoming the technology head for, again, a voluntary organization which is serving the world in a different way, and then helping your kids be better at innovative ideas and probably shooting videos with them. You have been an inspiration. If I have to ask you, how would you give a 2-line teaser for your life story? How would you do it?
So that's happened in life, for
Yes,
sure,
I have.
for everyone. Whether you're a millionaire or you're a director, you're a VP, CEO, housewife, mother, father.
Yeah.
They will happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Please be strong enough to get back and please believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
Don't look at others. Even don't look at your spouse. Don't look at your kids. Believe in yourself. You will definitely get succeed.
Thank you so much, Malleswar. This is amazing. Now, Malleswar has closed at a very strong point that setback happens and believe in yourself. And friends, this was Dr. Malleswar with us today on our episode, Your Story, Your Glory. And he has given us a lot of information, beautiful story that has brought him glory today. Keep watching this episode and keep listening to our podcast and watching our videos. Your Story, Your Glory. We'll see you soon on another episode. Until then, thank you, Malleswar. Thank you, Hani, for being my lovely co-host. And we look forward to seeing you all again. Bye-bye.
Deepak.
Thank you. Thank you, Malleswar. Thank you, Deepak.